Hello, guys, and welcome back to the semi-final match between Phantom5 and QWE. So today will be the semi-final match, and whoever wins today will be facing off the champion. I mean, the winners from this afternoon. So it'll be tomorrow. So do check it out. So what do you think about this match, Iris?
10 seconds remaining.
Oh, I think I'm pretty
Radiant
excited.
team ban.
I heard some great things about the teams, Phantom 5 and QWE. I believe one of them has been performing absolutely brilliantly.
Mm-hmm.
And looking at the bans, these look like pretty standard bans, right? You see AA being banned out
Mm-hmm.
by QWE, and the other side we have Mixed
10
Assassin and Viper
seconds
being
remaining.
banned by Phantom 5. So pretty standard bans coming out from
5
both the
seconds
teams.
remaining.
I'm expecting a pretty close game, game one.
Okay, so is there any players that we should be looking out for? Cause even the crowd are excited, everyone is
Dire
excited.
team
So is there any specific player? How would I put it? Say Miracle or Thompson, not down the kind of level, but players to look out for.
Absolutely. I think the Indian scene always has some exciting talent to look out for. I think maybe once we
10
get
seconds remaining.
watch the first game, we might get a better understanding of
5 seconds
the players
remaining.
that are going to do well. Meanwhile, we almost have our first pick, which of the draft here, and it's going to be a Snapfire.
Oh, I like me old grandmother. I'm not even gonna lie. Snapfire, she's it depends on how they use her cookie, because you can see a
10
lot of
seconds
animation coming out
remaining.
from cookie, like to disengage, engage, and her ultimate is just way too
5
broken for me.
seconds
That's what I feel
remaining.
about her. And this has been a priority pick for most of the teams coming into this tournament. So let's see how Phantom5 plays it out.
Absolutely, and not just that, right? Snapfire sort of dissuades you from picking a lot of other meta picks, like for example Phoenix, because Snapfire is such a good egg killer, right? So a lot of players like to play that 4 position Phoenix, the 5 position Phoenix. But if you have Snapfire, you have like a counter to the egg right off the bat. So not sure what the Radiant team is going to go for. They might try to set up a strong lane here because they do get 2 picks. From this, they might go for something like an Axelina lane.
I'm pretty sure Snapfire lane is so annoying to learn again, so I'm pretty sure we'll be seeing an Axe, because we can see the Timber
Radiant
Saw
team
being banned
pick.
out, and let's see what they're gonna be
Dire
picking.
team
Okay, so
pick.
they're gonna go with the Dark Willow. I won't be surprised if they pick. Okay, so they're gonna be picking a Bristol Bride. I thought they'll be going for a Mars, because Dark Willow and Mars, they have a really good combo. Like if you bring out the Arena and then if you just throw in the Willow's Curse, then that it creates a havoc. But let's see where they go with the Bristol
10
Bride.
seconds remaining.
I don't like this Bristleback pick. I think it's a little too early to pick Bristle, to be honest. And Phantom 5 reveals both their supports. They also reveal the Grimstroke. So I am guessing this is a 5 Grimstroke and a 4 Snapfire.
Or maybe you might be even seeing like a Thompson mid laner who's taking Snapfire into the mid lane.
10 seconds
but I
remaining.
hope we don't see that.
Yeah, I mean that could be fun, right? That could be exciting
seconds
seeing a mid Snapfire. I wouldn't mind that.
I mean, QWE, they're banning off the Ancient. We know that Bristol or DK will be coming into play, because with Ancient Apparition, if he lands his ultimate, then there's no way that the heroes will get any regeneration points from that. So most probably we'll be seeing more of some regen hero. Like even I wouldn't be surprised to see a
Radiant
Winter, because
team ban. Dire
they are
team ban.
negating. Okay, so they're gonna be going away with the Faceless ban. Like,
Yeah,
how do you think
that's a
about
really
this?
good ban.
Yeah.
That's a really good ban because Snapfire ult is like a lot of damage in Cyclonosphere. Then you have the Grimstrokes, what's it called? The stun thing, right?
10
The circle
seconds
that it
remaining.
puts and then just jumps into this one. So I think that's a
5
pretty good ban.
seconds remaining.
Invoker though, I'm guessing this is a
team
target
ban.
ban. I imagine that QWE's mid laner is a proficient Invoker player.
Okay.
So
okay.
and has
Dire
ban
team
Invoker
ban.
because that's not a ban you see very often, right?
Okay, so the
Unless-
Slark and the Doom ban comes in.
I think Doom kind of makes sense. It's because they have the Grimstroke and they don't want to get double doomed with the Grimstroke ulti and the
Yep,
Doom ulti.
true.
That's like
10
pretty
seconds remaining.
difficult
I
to
mean,
play
like-
into.
Team ban.
I mean, if the Grimstroke ulti lands and if the Doom comes out, then there's two players. I mean, 2 heroes just getting out of the battle before it even started, so that makes a lot of sense for QWE with the Doom ban.
Absolutely. And then
Yeah.
if you get a refresher on both Grimstroke and Dome, and
10
then
seconds
you'll suddenly
remaining.
have 4 players that are going to be Dome ready to go.
Exactly. Oh,
5 seconds
and by the
remaining.
way, apparently some people are saying that they can't comment on the live section, so I don't know whether it's a bug or so. If they could check it out, that would be really really good.
We will have, thank you so much for that feedback from the audience. We will have that checked by our moderators.
Hmm.
Moderators, if you could please check that, that would be great.
And also, like Puck getting banned out, like Puck is a meta hero right now. Like if you have watched, if you have been following the Anime Major or ESL, like Puck is like a top priority pick. Like if it's in
Oh
the hand,
man,
yeah.
Puck, honestly, I have seen this hero transition from
Pick.
a absolute broken hero to a garbage hero and to a broken hero again and now to a hero that people have sort of figured out. I would say
Mhm.
because for a long time, right, you had a lot of pro teams just first phasing Puck. You had Miracle picking Puck all the time. You had
10 seconds
Thompson on his
remaining.
Puck. These players who are very mechanically skilled can pull off
5
some very
seconds
flashy plays on
remaining.
that Puck.
Okay, so they're gonna be banning out the
Dire team
Ursa.
pick.
I thought they'll be banning some other champions, but they're gonna go ahead with an Ogre Magi.
So it's a pretty off meta pick to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm being very honest here, Ogre is a very slow hero, and
Radiant
once
team pick.
it's a very strong laner in that regard where it sort of can harass the enemy offlaner, but after 20-25 minutes, Ogre Magi is nothing but a walking bloodlust because you can't really walk in and stun anybody. You're just gonna die, and you can't slow anybody because
Mm-hmm.
you're so far
10
away, right?
seconds remaining.
So I think Ogre, they're really trying to
5
capitalize on their
seconds
lanes here. Both
remaining.
Bristol and Ogre are decent laners. And I love the Slardar pick though, because this is so much minus armor coming out from um, Phantom 5. And if they get their hands on something like a TA, this game is gonna go downhill really, really fast for QWE because the Snapfire is negative armor and now Slardar is negative armor. That's a
Yep.
lot of negative armor.
And on top of that, like, do you like Grimstroke or Snapfire going for the
Dire
solo crest
team
item?
pick.
Because if they make that and if they combine it with the Slaughter ultimate, then there's going to be a lot of armor getting negated from Team QWE. And I guess that's the answer to Bristleback maybe. And so they're going to be picking off with the Luna.
I think well, Luna is such a
10
bipolar.
seconds remaining.
You see Luna going off, like, completely snowballing the game,
5 seconds
or you see the Luna
remaining.
doing absolutely nothing.
So who
So
do you think is
I
going to win this matchup between Luna and Slaughter?
if this is a Luna and Ogre lane, I think Slaughter should be fine. I think that they might lane the Slaughter and Grimstroke together because
Mm-hmm.
there's like a lot of potential there, right? There's the Slaughter bash, then the Slaughter stun, and then you have Grimstroke's stun as well to combo on top of all of it. So I think Luna will have to be very careful in this lane, and especially if they put the Luna and the Willow up there, I think they're going to be in trouble. They need the Ogre um, to sort of frontline for the Luna quite a bit in this laning phase because I think Slaughter is going to have like a free lane otherwise.
True that. And to be completely honest, like I'm actually quite surprised because this is actually a fast-paced healing meta right now. This is all about the heal, like with the Holy
Yep.
Locket you're coming in. So it's weird for me not to see a Winter Wyvern, being picked up by both the teams. So they're just gonna let it be, or maybe they have done their homework and they know that both the supports are not comfortable enough with Winter Wyvern. So maybe that's one of the reasons why they're not picking it. But but let's see, because they're in the semifinals for a reason, so they know better, right?
And that's kind of the reason why AA has been like prioritized and
Team
banned,
banned.
right, by QW
Mhm.
because of the anti-heal. So I figured that they might go for some sort of a heal, um, but looks like they don't have any heroes that rely on that other than Whistleback. So I'm not really sure about that AA ban. However, Medusa comes out now. This is a very scary hero to play
10
into
seconds
because
Yeah,
once that Medusa comes online with the axe, I don't think Luna
5
can fight into this
seconds
Medusa
remaining.
at all.
yeah, like, and also the best part about Medusa is like she can either go to the mid lane or to the safe lane as well, right? So QWE has to respond to these. Because if you give Medusa a free land and she's
I
just free
still think
farming,
QWE needs to ban out.
yeah. So if Medusa gets ahead, there is no way that
Radiant team
QWE
back.
can come back, and
Dire team back.
because Medusa is just gonna stand on her ground and she's just gonna be dishing out damage. And I don't see QWE being able to break that if Medusa is ahead. So the last pick on the mid lane, like, what do you suggest for them to pick just to counter this Medusa? Because I don't think Bristleback, Darkwill, or Ogre
10
Mega can
seconds
counter
remaining.
Medusa unless Luna is like really far ahead. But I don't think
I
they
think
can take down this Medusa.
5 seconds remaining.
yeah, I think I'm not sure how they round out their draft here because a lot of mid laners have been banned, right? You see Invoker, all of the enablers have already been banned. So I'm not sure where they go from here.
Radiant
And
team
even on the
back.
Radiant side, right? They banned out that TA that I was talking about earlier. That minus armor draft. They decided to ban that TA, so I think that was a really good ban. And they banned OD. I'm not sure about that ban, to be honest. I'm not a big fan of the hero right now. It's not been doing too hot in the major. I think
10 seconds
RTZ is the only one that's been playing it.
Yeah. Or
But-
maybe
but
yeah,
5
from
seconds remaining.
or maybe from QWE, there are some one-trick OD players like who have been spamming OD. So maybe maybe that's one of the main reasons. But then OD ban, like you said, even me, I'm not happy with that. They're gonna ban some other heroes instead.
I like one of the spirits here. I know
10
that Storm has been
seconds
banned out, but I would have liked to see Storm on QWE actually because
5
yes, you
seconds
do have
remaining.
Slaughter Crush and you do have Snapfire Cookie, but all of these abilities are something that Storm can easily disjoint, right? He can easily dodge all of these
Radiant
abilities. So I
team
think I would have liked them to pick Storm. And Necrophos comes out. Oh my god, this is a different
Okay.
laner.
Okay, so
Yeah,
this just changed everything.
Necrophos is a very difficult hero to lane against. I am not sure what QWE goes for here because if they try to go for like a melee or like a Kunkka or something, you're gonna get absolutely stomped by the Necro on lane.
Yeah,
And
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 then
that makes sense, right? Now you know why they banned out the Lina.
mhm. And then on top of that, like they don't have enough damage to kill off this Necro first. Plus they have this Medusa, so this is going to be a really like if QWE stalls the game, then I don't see any chance of QWE coming on top with this. But then with the last picks, so they're going to be picking the Bat Rider.
Okay, this is actually not a bad pick. I really like this bad pick here because it does well against the Necro. Even if Necrophos throws up the shroud, Bat can just run him down. It does really well against Ladder, does really well against the supports. But
Mm-hmm.
if Bat starts falling behind, then QWE are in big trouble. So the draft that they're going for is like a very aggressive, very high tempo draft. But the Luna and the Bat Rider, especially the mid Bat Rider, and if they start falling behind, I don't see how they come back in this game because they have zero comeback potential against the Medusa then.
Yeah, and then this actually puts QW in such a tight spot, like even for the itemization. Okay, so Ogre Mega, he won his last match, so that's like a positive thing to look forward to.
And Mr. Grimstroke here has 16 commands in the last 15 matches. Wow. Okay. So we are live now with game number
Prepare
one
for battle.
between.
So if you look at Grimshock, they already have smoke in their backpack. So let's see what they're gonna are they gonna utilize it now or like for the warding, or let's see what's gonna happen. But as for now, like in the early stages of the game, QW should take control, or else if they start to fall off, then there is no way QW is gonna come on top. Looking at this
Yeah,
lineup, okay, so
QWE has to be the one making the moves, right? They have the
Mhm.
Bat Rider, they have this Ogre that's going to be buffing up the Bat Rider, and you have the Luna, the early to mid game power specs that comes in with the Luna. But look at this, the Dire team is just smoking up and looks like running into the Radiant Triangle, right? That's where they're headed. Yep, it looks like they're headed into the
they're
triangle
gonna
and
be
the smoke pops.
they're gonna be
30
spotted out.
seconds to battle.
So we will see.
I think they have a pretty strong level one, to be honest. The Dire team, that is. But Bristol is now running, and I think the Snapfire is gonna die. Yeah, first blood goes to the Bristol back. That's a great start for him.
And Bread Rider, oh, they get the kill on Snarder as well. This is looking a really, really good start for QWE. And like we
This is
said, like this is
exactly what QWE needs, right?
this is what they need actually. And they're off to a pretty good start. They got 3 kills already, and they're gonna be securing 2 ruins. So QWE is looking really, really good at the moment. So coming into the laning phases, so it's gonna be
Yep.
Bad Rider against a Necro. It's gonna be actually really, really hard for Necro in the early game.
Yeah, absolutely. I favor the Batrider too in this game.
Yeah, and then like this
In this lane
game,
especially because
yep,
Necro has no disengage potential, right? Bat is just gonna run you down.
yeah, and then like
And
this,
even if you Ghost Shroud and try to run away, that's not gonna work.
yeah, and then this game solely depends on the Bad Rider and how he plays the game out. Because this game is riding on her back. Like she has to, step up the game in order to carry QW into victory.
Yep. And can we take a look at the mid lane? Can we switch to the last hits, please? Because I want to see who's winning this lane. Is it the? Oh, surprisingly, Necroforce is doing pretty well actually. Doing a better job at the CS. I would have expected Bat to be dominating pretty hard, considering that they got like 3 kills there. But looks like Necro is holding his own, Kuma.
Yep, and you can see even the okay, so they're back to even 5-1, 5-1. So this is looking pretty much even.
But even is not good enough, right? You need the Bat Rider to be absolutely like stomping this lane. You need Bat to pop off. And like I said, right, they're laning the Ogre with the Luna bottom and the Willow with the Bristleback on top. So a pretty good start for QWE so far. They are ahead on kills. And they need to continue with this momentum, right? Because if they fall behind and if the Medusa sort of gets online, gets the Aghanim Scepter, the Sanjin Yasha gets a little bit tanky, it's going to be really difficult for QWE to fight into them.
Okay, so fancy that. Bristleback has a soul ring on him. What do you think about the first item?
And he's doing pretty well in the CS department.
Yeah, like he's in top of the chart. He has 11, he has 12 CS and he has 2 denies. So things are looking pretty good. That's what you're expected of a Bristol Medusa lane.
Yeah, I think Medusa's early game should get punished. Oh, and we see an attempt on mid. No, he's just gonna back off after the Ghost Shard gets popped. I think the Ghost Shard could work against the Necro in a lot of scenarios. If Bat gets his levels up, let's say the Bat Rider is level 4, level 5, he's just gonna start killing this Necroforce over and over again, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I really like this backpack coming out from QWE. And the thing with Bat Rider is it's a very difficult hero to execute.
I mean, it all depends upon how you say. Okay, so there's going to be a little bit of trade coming in from the Willow and the Grimstroke. They're just saying hi to each other, like, hey, don't take my camp off. Okay, so Grimstroke might get punished for overstepping, so will he die to this? But okay, so we're just gonna back off. And there's like 3 stacks coming into the Medusa. Medusa, she's pretty much safe because knowing that Willow and Grimstroke are having their own battle in the jungle. Okay, so that was a really, really good pull coming out from the Willow. So it's going to be all directed, and let's see if they can deny all the CS. If they can deny all the land creeps, that will just pull back. Okay, so there's a nice cookie coming in. Oh, and now
we see a cookie. Yeah, this is a dead Luna. He can't run away from it. The bash should come through. There's the bash. One more hit should do it. Oh, that was a lovely slow there, Kuma. The Luna just gets out on 30 HP.
And Luna, she should just play a little bit safe because they know that Ogre Magi, like, he went for the water ruins. So they know that he wasn't in the lane, so like they took advantage of that and they try to capitalize on that, but then Ogre comes to save, and Ogre has no mana. He just has to back off for a little while. Okay, so the water room is going to be secured by Necro, and even for the Bad Rider as well. So things are looking pretty good for Bad. I mean, it could have been better for Bad Rider, but then Necro has more CS. I mean, they're even on CS, which is not a really good thing for QWE coming into the mid game.
Yeah, you know, at this stage you expect the Bat Rider to have like, let's say 30, 32 last hits and the Necro to have like 20 or so, but the Necro is ahead of the Bat, which and this was a last pick Bat Rider, right? You picked Batrider into Necrophos, you knew your matchup going ahead, and I'm sure it was the mid laner's call saying that, hey, you know what, I've played this matchup multiple times. I know what I'm doing, and I can win this lane. But so far, it looks like this Necrophos has just been like, absolutely been fine, and he's out leveling the Batrider as well. Necro is already level 6.
I honestly don't want to be in the shoes of
Radiant's
Mio,
top tower is under
Mio
attack.
who's using the Bad Rider right now, because a lot of the weight in the mid game rests upon his shoulder right now on how QWE will progress or how the game will turn out to be. He needs to have solid control on the mid game, and as you can see there, like if you look at the warding done by both the teams, they don't have any deep jungle warding or like none of the camps are stacked. So I don't know how this game is gonna pull out. As you can see, Willow, he did ward on the top lane, so they know like if there's gonna be any pulls. Okay, so the cookie comes in with the stomp and Luna.
Luna tries to turn there. I'm not sure if that's like the wisest suggestion because he's getting run down by the slaughter. And we might see Mr. Snapfire here going down. Oh, but the salve comes out. And this Luna's gonna die. I don't think Luna should have come back
Radiant's
there.
middle tower is under attack.
I think that I think that was a miscommunication there.
Misplay,
Because,
yeah.
they could have easily killed the Luna then.
I mean, that cookie, like she died just for the cookie. Like she could have went back easily, and you know. Okay, so we have a double damage on the barrier. Let's see if we can capitalize with that. As you can see, Dark Widow is making down. She's gonna run down to mid, and she's gonna help her barrier a lot. I mean, this is what I'm expecting from Dark Widow. Like she should be doing some rotations in order to help. Okay, so the Brimstock and the Bristleback is gonna have a battle out there, and he steps way too far, and he's gonna get punished for that. So that was a really kill coming in from the Dark Willow.
The snake almost. You know, I don't know why this Bristleback is trying to go back and it's not gonna. Yeah, he's probably gonna. Oh, he survives Kuma with a slither of HP. And in the bot lane, meanwhile, we might see the Luna finally falling, and the Luna does go down. I think he was playing way too aggressive here. However, does come in, so this is a great rotation. They need to get both these kills. They need to get the slaughter because they just lost their Bristleback top, right?
Yeah, and that was a really good rotation coming in for both the mid laners, knowing they've both rotated. Oh, and there's gonna be a kill coming off from the Grimstock. So you know, like how both the mid laners have capitalized their ultimates. Like Bad Rider, he knew he had to go down to bot lane to, and Necrophos knew like he was able to capitalize on that. Like he knew that okay, the mid laner is missing. He might have gone to the bottom lane, so he goes up to the top lane, and he knew that Bristleback was low, and then comes out his ultimate, and the rest is history.
But this is what we're talking about, right, Kuma? You can't have this game be even, because if this game is even, then QW is losing, because they need to be ahead. That's the reason why they picked this Luna and this Batrider, right? It was for that early to mid game domination. But beautiful Eclipse coming out here, and that gives this Luna a double kill. That was just the steroid he needed, because Luna has to get ahead, and oh, that Medusa barely survives. That was close.
And also, if you look at the itemization done by Luna right there was a nice choice of Luna
Radiant's middle tower
here in
is
the
under
lane right
attack.
now. So even if you look at the
Dire's top
itemization
tower
done
is
by
under
both the
attack.
teams, this is really good. I think we're in for a really interesting series right now.
Yeah, despite what the kill score says, right? Even though it's 8-3, it's an extremely close game so far, Kuma. It's neck and neck. The Radiant side barely has a 1k gold advantage, and that's on the back of that Bristleback. That's sort of doing really well top.
Oh, and that's gonna be the first stack coming in from one of the teams. So that's gonna be a Grimstock stacking up us from, because they need to stack it up. Actually, I'm surprised that they're not stacking up enough farms. I mean, enough jungle for the Medusa to get ahead. Because you know what was gonna happen in the lane, like when you're first laning a Bristol, like most of your CS is gonna get negated, right? So
yeah,
like,
but Medusa still has the highest CS in the game, right? I mean, he's been like doing well for himself. I still think that this Batrider needs a better start. He needs that's the problem with picking Bat. You can get away with picking a Necrophos because Necrophos can just by a lot of aura items like, let's say, Greaves, Pipe, etc., and contribute. Whereas Bat can't do that. Bat really needs to be running at you. Bat needs to travel. He needs Blink. He needs BKB. Bat wants to be the hero, that the aggressor. He wants to be in your face, and
what I
he's not
really
exactly. Sorry, go on.
no, I mean what I really want to say is like as soon as the Flaming Lasso comes up, they should just smoke up or do something. You know, like they shouldn't let it go to waste. Because like I said, like this is we're already entering into the mid game, and if they don't have control over the map, then they're just gonna lose by a long shot. Okay, so there's 2 stacks camped for Medusa, and she's just gonna come, take it, and she's gonna be way ahead in CS right now as well.
And there's like a pretty nice juicy ancient stack even on the Radiant side, for this
Radiant's
Bristleback
bottom
or
tower
this
is
Luna
under
to
attack.
sort of take. But I don't think
Radiant's
Luna's
structures
skipped
are
glaives, right? I don't think
fortified.
Luna has a single point in glaives.
Dire's middle
Nice
tower is
rotation
under
though.
attack.
All of them rotating to the mid lane,
Dire's
trying to take that
structures are
tower.
fortified.
That's why we see all of the Dire heroes sort of smoke up and TP into that mid lane to try and defend this. But it looks like they do get some decent damage, and now the haste rune from this Batrider. This should be a kill on the Slardar. The Slardar heavily getting punished here, Kuma.
Yeah, I mean like this is what we were talking about. The Lasso, okay, the Eclipse comes out, the Stroke comes out from Grimstroke, but then they're just gonna go under.
That was
That was so close. I mean, this is what we were talking about, right? Earlier into the game, like Grimstroke with his ulti, the Reaper side didn't have that much of damage, but we're foreseeing into the future what's about to come if they overstep, right? Like they go for Slaughter kill and they try to go for a bit more, and then the fight's still gonna continue, and they're so low. Bristol might get punished or Grimstroke, and there's a triple kill coming in from Bristol.
wow. The Radiant team doing a really good job there, kiting out the Medusa. They lose only the Dark Willow there, and they ended up killing the Slardar and the Necrophos. That's 2 cores that they managed to kill. They would have almost killed the
Dire's
Medusa
middle
as well,
tower
but
is
just
under
running out of
attack.
firepower there without the Luna. So this is exactly how QWE needs to be playing this game. They need to be absolutely running at Phantom5, because if this Medusa is just allowed to like sit back and farm, then QWE is going to be in trouble.
And if we look at the itemization coming in, okay, so did I just see
Radiant
Midas
are
being put up for Slardar? Like,
Yeah, but I was going to talk about that. I'm not sure if that's the right item to go for, Kuma, because they're if the Midas doesn't pay off, they're going to fall so far behind, and they don't
Yeah.
have a blink, right? They
Radiant's
don't have
middle
that
tower
instant
is under
initiation, so they're just going to keep getting ran at by this Batrider with this Boots of Travel. He's just going to run at you over and over again. And I'm not sure if Phantom5 can do anything.
I mean, like they're actually going for a greedy build, but they are ready for the late game. Because coming to the late game, Phantom has the edge, so maybe they're just gonna stall it up. But I would have preferred if Slardar went for the blink first instead of going for the Midas. But yeah,
Radiant's bottom
that's a
tower
greedy,
is under
really,
attack.
really greedy build coming in from the Slardar.
And like we were saying, Batrider does complete his Boots of Travel, and he's working his way towards his own blink. So once that blink is online, this Batrider is going to be an absolute menace all over the map.
Okay, so before any fight happens, can we move the camera to the dire side of the jungle? Because I want to see how many stacks they have stacked it up for Luna.
I think Luna is already doing her ancient stack right now. Can we go to the Luna's perspective? I think she's farming up an ancient stack.
Okay, yeah, so they're gonna be smoking up
Radiant's
and they're
middle
gonna search
tower
for a
is
kill.
under
They're gonna go
attack.
into their triangle. But then here's the problem: they have no ward, or do they? So
So they don't
they're
have
just
any
gonna be
vision there.
yeah. Okay, so
the
there's
Luna's doing an ancient stack.
yeah, and this is what I was talking like even last night when I was playing with one of my friends. We were like, why aren't you going for Marks of Madness? Because if you make Marks of Madness on Luna, the farming of the ancient becomes so much easier.
I think there's a fight going on mid there. The Snapfire ends up going down. This Batrider, like we were talking about, right, just runs at you. And right now they don't have any answer for this Batrider. There's no Nether Swap. There's no great deny by the Medusa on the mid tower there. Lovely stuff.
Yeah, I mean
Coming
like
out.
that. Yeah, this is what we expected from the Bad Rider. He just have to go and he just has to lasso the squishy one. Like imagine
Radiant's
if you
bottom tower
misclick
is under
and
attack.
lasso the Medusa or the Prophet. You guys, the team is in a shambles. But then like good choice of pick because they know like if Snapfire is taken out of the equation, then they have a lot of control coming in from QWE.
Oops.
This Bad Rider, I'm pretty sure this Bad Rider is getting into the heads right now. This Bad Rider and this Bristleback are having a really, really good game.
Yeah, and this was a 10th pick Bad Rider, right? This was the last pick that they went for, and he's going in with, and he's gonna TP out of there because the only way you could cancel it was with the Reaper's Scythe.
Radiant's middle tower is
He
under
should
attack.
expect this rotation, however, and
Dire's
completely
bottom
sack this
tower
tower
is under attack.
and pressure the mid lane. It looks like, but no,
Dire's
they decide to
structures
just
are
hover
fortified.
and see if they can get
Dire's
something.
bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, and
Terra is being pump faked.
after the Blink Dagger comes out from the Bad Rider, like, things are gonna change. Like, it might go in terms of
Dire's
QW, but then
bottom
if
tower
Slaughter
is
has the Blink
Dire
Dagger, like
are
if he's
scanning.
able to respond, like if the Bad Rider blinks in, but then the Slaughter blinks in with the stun, then you know he's just gonna get locked on. But let's see how they're gonna play this game out.
Yeah,
Because
and
Medusa-
take a look at the net worth, right? I think the Radiant side is ahead by 1,000
Radiant's
more. So
middle
I'm guessing
tower is
the
under attack.
Luna and the Medusa are neck and neck. So this is still pretty good for the Luna. Because if in the next 5 to 10 minutes the Radiant side ends up taking some really good fights and the Luna gets ahead of this Medusa, that's gonna be game changing for them.
and we completely forgot about Grimstroke in the teamfight. Like Grimstroke, if he comes out with his soul bind, you know that like there's gonna be a game changing ultimate depending on whoever he puts it. Cause I've been in a lot of games where you know Grimstroke just comes in, gives the fade, throws the silence, and you know there's a wombo combo coming in and you're just still to the core. But then there's gonna be a Roshan
Water burst kisses. Oh, this Medusa gets a free kill and she walks into the Roshan, but this is really bad for QWE if this Medusa gets this for free. They need to contest this. Bat Rider is starting to go in. Beautiful terrorize coming out from the Dark Willow. And the Bristle ends up picking up the Aegis.
And it's
They
gonna
do
be
lose the
taken
Necrophos.
by the Bristol Red.
However, I think the... Oh, there we see a pause. Is somebody lagging there? Oh, the Luna's disconnected from this fight. The Luna is disconnected from this fight, Kuma.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what happened, but then after this, we need a replay of what happened into the Roshan pit. We need a quick replay on that. Like, there was a
Yes.
beautiful terrorize coming in from the Dark Willow, and as you know, Bad Rider has already done with his blink, so he goes in, and okay, so
Yeah.
it's gonna get started. And this is what I was talking about. If the teams are not in coordinated, Bristleback is just gonna get destroyed.
But I think this
As you
Bristleback
can-
is going to lose his first life now. And yeah, you can see that here. So Medusa just runs in with the Stone Gaze, but they all back out, making sure that they get away from it. Now you can see the Bat Rider is hovering around the pit. He's going to go in. Oh, the replay. So Bat Rider is starting
Okay.
to go in. Yeah,
Beautiful
he's going to go in
terrorize
and
coming
then
out from
there was
those
that
Dark
beautiful
Willow.
terrorize. So the Bristle ends up picking up the Aegis.
And he's
They
gonna
do
be
lose the
taken
Necrophos to
by
stall
the
out that
Bristol
team
Red.
fight. And the Necrophos just ran in by
However,
himself,
I
got
think
focused by the Bristle and the Bat Rider.
Yeah, and then
and ended up going down.
Yeah, that's a really, really beautiful soulbind coming in from the Grimstroke. As you can see, Bristol is trying to be like, yo, let's take this fight. Like in Dark Winter is like, yo, I'm going to run away. You know, so like if you don't have a proper communication coming out from both the teams, right? Like Bristol is just going to die and then Dark Winter is going to end up playing with her life as well. Because as you can see in the previous team fight, she has already used her spell, so there's no escape from her.
And
And
now
this
if
yeah.
this Luna sort of comes into this team fight, I think Phantom5 might be in trouble because Luna still has Eclipse available, and Bristol is just going to pop them all into half HP, and Bristol and Luna by themselves can clear up this entire fight.
Yeah, and then
So they need to be really careful.
they need to be really careful about this. But then I feel like they'll just broke the Aegis and they're just gonna walk away from this team fight. Because if they don't, then I don't think the Phantom5 is gonna come out on top.
Yep, I think they need, like you said, right? I think they need to run away from this team fight once they take away the Aegis.
Mm-hmm.
If they try to fight into this Bristleback and the Luna shows up there, because Bat Rider still has Lasso available, Luna still has Eclipse available, and if the Bristleback can just stay alive for long enough till the Luna pops out the Eclipse and this Bat Rider.
Okay, so there's again a little bit of complaint coming in yeah, there's a little bit of complaint coming out from this the chat community, they're like, hey, where's the chat? Why can't we say anything on the chat? Like, why is it banned? So if you guys can look into that, that'll be really, really good while the game is being paused right now.
I think you need to be subscribed to the channel, Kuma. I just tried sort of making a comment. And I think you need to be subscribed. So guys, do check out Crowd Control Esports. Do like, comment, and subscribe. They're a great
okay.
organization.
So basically, the viewers, you tried to get in a sneaky comment, eh? You actually need to be subscribed in order to comment.
So guys, do like, comment, and subscribe. Crowd Control Esports is doing some great things, rebuilding the Dota community. And while we wait for this Luna to come back, I'm just gonna plug that in there for you guys to check out the channel, check out the rest of the streams, check out some more gameplay. It's all on there.
Yeah, and then like the heading itself, home for the MOBAs. Like this is actually the first tournament hosted by Crowd Control Esports on Dota. Like before that, they had Arena Valor tournaments, Wild Rift tournaments, and even Clash Royale, right? And Crowd Control was so lucky to have like casters from the Southeast Asian server, like pro casters, and I was lucky enough to be casted alongside Mika, so that was a really good experience. Yeah, exactly. So like, in order for a game to thrive in a specific region, like the community, without the community, this game, like even though there's a lot of players coming in playing the game 24/7, like that won't help. Like the community is what, the community is the major background for a game to thrive. So I want all of you guys to support all the organizations that are helping to boost the game.
Absolutely. And I think we are getting a little impatient on the side of the dial. We heard them asking, hey, how long it's gonna take. Still waiting on. I think the Luna has reconnected, so this might restart pretty soon, and we might see this Bristleback. We're definitely gonna see this Bristleback going down at least once. Will he die twice though? I'm not sure. I don't think they have the damage.
Yeah, I don't think so. And I'm pretty sure even like I just want to check on. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, and Bristol instantly goes down. Dark Willow is in a really tight spot, and I don't know why they're not engaging. But then Luna is really far away. And she doesn't have the health, so they have to go back. And there's a pulse coming in from the Luna.
I think this Luna is still lagging.
Yep. And if you look at Luna, she doesn't have the health to re-engage again. Even if she uses her Eclipse, I don't think she can make the most of it. So it's very better for them to kite it out. Or Luna can, go back, come back, and dish out the damage and go. Because Bristol can tank it. And I don't think they have Vessel on the supports. I just want to check out the itemization on the Snapfire. And yep, they have only a medallion for now. Snapfire has a medallion on that. It's going to lower the armor of Bristol. But other than that, if they don't have an urn, I think it's gonna take a lot of time to kill down or take down this Bristol.
Yeah, the Eclipse comes out, and the beautiful lasso onto that Medusa. We'll see the Medusa going down.
The Reaper side comes in, but they're not able to take down the Luna. And Slaughter's just gonna walk away, 3 men. But that was a really good team fight coming out from the dire side of the team. Like that was actually really good. We thought it was going to go the other way. Like as we talked about it, Bad Rider is going to change the whole momentum of the game, and that was a really big thing coming in. He lassos the Medusa, and the Luna throws down his Eclipse, and they're just able to wipe it out. And I think Bristol have stepped too far. Silence is going to come out.
Yeah, this is just disrespect, right? He can't be doing that. He can't just walk in like that under a tier 2 tower. That's just straight up disrespect. So getting punished there.
Or maybe he thought he still had the Aegis on him.
That's quite possible. We do see the Batrider going for a 4-staff now. I think he can just go for BKB this game instead of going for full staff. Because
I understand why he's going for 4-staff, because you just go in, blink, lasso someone, and you then you 4-staff yourself, and there's gonna cover a lot of distance.
But then also the insta stun from the Slaughter, right? So if he doesn't jump the Slaughter, Slaughter's just gonna blink crush him every single time.
Yeah,
I mean like goes for the initiation.
Oh, so the blink comes in. Right? Yeah. Oh, there's a beautiful cookie coming in, and the TPs are kind of late, but Grimstroke comes out and the Grimstroke will get the kill on. See, this is what I was talking about. Coming into
The
this
Batman
game,
needs his BKB.
Grimstroke with the soul bite. Like, you need to have a proper coordination coming out. Because Luna was like, yo, I'm full health, I want to fight. But if you look at the Bad Rider, he has no health to sustain himself, right? So,
Yeah.
like the 1 second delay of them having a miscommunication whether to go or come back, Luna even couldn't get her beam off, and Bad Rider couldn't even get to safety. So that was a beautiful play coming in from Phantom5.
Can we take a look at the network, please, on the heroes? I think now the Luna's taken over the Medusa. This is exactly where the Luna wants to be. Meanwhile, we might see a solo kill here from this Willow. Oh,
And
the Snapper apparently getting away with 10 HP. Oh,
yeah. That was a beautiful urn coming out. Like, I thought I'll be seeing some urn from Phantom5, knowing that they have a Bristol, right? Like, the only way to take down a Bristol is to have an urn, is to have an anti-effector just to negate all of that. Or maybe they're just, they have the silence, and silence is a good way to counter a Bristol, but then they need an urn of shadows as sap on Team Phantom if they want to take down this Bristol Knight. Because he's just gonna go ham. He's just gonna go ham on them.
The Batrider also switches up his build. He's queuing up the BKB. He's already got the so he's almost there. I think with the BKBs, right, the reason why I wanted back to go for BKB is they hit this massive power spike of the double BKB if Luna decides to go for one. So you will have a Luna BKB and you'll have like a Batrider BKB. And where is your damage, right? Medusa is not going to be doing too much damage at this stage of the game, and you have a Reaper's Sight. So if you're BKB, you can't get the Reaper's Sight as well. So how are you going to kill this Luna? How are you going to kill this Batrider? How are you going to kill this Bristleback? You're really going to struggle in these team fights. Meanwhile, a smoke coming out there, instantly deleting that Grimstroke from the game. Kuma, we didn't even get a chance to see what happened to the poor guy.
Yeah, I mean, it just happened so fast. Like, he tried to soul bind, but then he was sent to another realm. And there's gonna be the lasso coming on the Snapfire, and I guess that's about it. So Slaughter's trying to cut the waves right now so that they don't get threatened on the higher ground. But he's just gonna walk away.
See, this is the problem with revealing your supports in the first phase, right? You get Batrider like this. Both Grimstroke and Snapfire do nothing against Batrider. Batrider is just gonna go in and kill them every single time. And if you first phase your supports like this, it's just a free Batrider game. What's the answer for Batrider in this game? Absolutely nothing. He's just doing whatever he wants.
Okay, so that's the initiation that we wanted to see, but it was on the wrong target because Dark Willow can just run away from this. And one more thing, I've said like they should make a vessel, and actually Necro has the vessel. So that's going to be really, really good coming in. Bristol, because I haven't seen an urn being used on Bristol, so I was kind of like skeptical. Like, why are they going for an urn? But yeah.
But still, going back to the problem at hand, right? What is your answer to a Blink BKB lasso? It's absolutely nothing. You don't have an answer to Blink BKB lasso.
You don't have an answer to that unless you have like an use on the support, like like use yourself, or if you can insta react. Like this match depends on Slaughter. Okay, so the ulti is gonna come out and the silence is gonna come out, and even Snapfire is there to help him out, but the reinforcement comes in. The TP comes in from the Ogre Magi, and they notice the TP.
Killing this Bristle. This Bristle is so massive. I think we can switch to the net worth now. I don't think we need to see the last hits anymore. You can switch to the net worth and keep it there. Oh, Luna is just getting bigger and bigger.
And then I would like to give credit to this Bad Rider again. Like, he controls the mid game so well. Like, it was on his shoulder right now, right? Like I said in the beginning, like most of the pressure lands on the Bad Rider, and coming into the mid game, he did a really, really good job. And because of that, Luna is ahead, and even look at Bristol back, he can just go ham into the opponents.
I still think the Batrider still has a lot to do in this game because there are only 7k ahead. It's not like they're out of the woods yet. They haven't taken a single high ground tower. This is a Medusa after all. This is a ticking time bomb because eventually this Medusa is gonna outscale, outfarm, and do much better than the Luna in these team fights. And look at the Medusa as well. He's already got a Skadi completed. He has a full Mantis time.
And next item, I would prefer him to go for a Lincoln Spear, because pretty sure like all of them are gonna come for this Medusa only. Like, come into the late game, they're not. Bad Riders wouldn't be foolish enough to go catch a Grimstroke or a Snapfire, right? If they take out the man damages coming out from the Medusa. So
Radiant are
I would be
scanning.
really happy to see a Lincoln Spear on Medusa. That would be really, really good.
Really good scan coming out by the Radiant there, but it just misses. And now they spot
Yeah.
it. So this Luna, you can see, is
Dire's
running away
bottom
from them.
tower is
He
under
realizes that,
attack.
oh shit, I think there's 5 people up here. So he quickly runs away to his team, and he manages to sort of get that tier 2
Dire's
tower for
bottom
free. Now
tower
you see the
has
Bristleback
fallen.
running in, and this is not the target that they want. They don't want to go on this Bristle, right?
Okay, so,
And
yeah.
again, Batrider just going absolutely deleting that Grimstroke from the game. This is the problem, right? By picking your support so early, you're letting yourself get Batrider.
Oh, and that's a
And
beautiful sphere coming in, and they're gonna be taking. And the Eclipse comes out, and I don't think Medusa can withstand this damage coming out because she has no mana at all for the mana shield. The Soulbind comes out, but to no avail. They won't get anything from that.
this was 2 buybacks expended only to get the Medusa out of there. This was double buyback on both their supports, and their supports are already so poor, Kuma. You look at this
That was,
Grimstroke, and you look
yeah.
at the Snapfire. They have no items. They have nothing.
This game is looking pretty much hard for Phantom5, but we just can't count them out yet. 'Cause if they can, like right now, if they're able to, keep the Medusa safe, and in that previous team fight, he wasn't able to bring out the snake because she had no mana. Like if the Medusa was able to bring out the snakes and get some mana, then the tides could have turned. But then they had no mana at all.
I don't like the deadlist that he's going for. I think he should probably go for like a butterfly because Luna doesn't really want to buy MKB. Bristle doesn't buy MKB, so a butterfly will increase the survivability
Dire's top
and give him
tower
like a lot
is
of
under
damage.
attack.
Yeah, and then you can see Eternal Shroud and a Lotus Orb on this Bristol bag. I don't know how they're gonna take it down. I don't know how they're gonna manage to take down this Bristol.
Dire's top tower has
This is
fallen.
some good aggressive vision coming out with it. They're trying to reclaim the bot side, trying to sort of take that tower and take the shrine down there.
Are scanning.
But you do see the Radiant team
Dire's
realizing
top
this
tower
and they're
is
quickly
under
rotating
attack.
back because you can look at the top tier 3, nobody's defending that. That means they know that the Dire side is in their jungle.
Yeah, and then like this can be easily, and actually this can be an easy Roshan
Radiant's
for
bottom tower is under attack.
QWE, but they're just gonna be stalling it out, and they're just gonna go take the vision on top because I feel like they actually want to pressure this this high ground tower that's there, and if they take it down, then there's gonna be massive for them. So there's gonna be the
Radiant's middle tower
tier
is
1
under
in mid
attack.
going down, and I don't think
Radiant's middle
QWE
tower
do they
has
care?
fallen.
I don't think they care about it.
I mean, it did go down for free. They could have glyphed it at least because the glyph would refresh anyway. I mean,
Or
I'm the kind of
maybe-
player who would do that honestly.
Me too, like generally, like when we're trying to fast push because there's a huge wave coming in the top lane, they can glyph it so that the
Yep.
creeps can sustain a little bit. So there's going to be a trade-off, and I don't think this is a really, really good
Dire's
trade.
top
Like
tower
tier 3
is
tower
under
for a
attack.
tier 2 tower, like do you think it's
I
worth
think
it?
I think Dio realizes that they're going high ground. They don't see the Luna yet because once the
Dire's
Luna shows
top
their head,
tower is
I think
under
that's when
attack.
it's time to back off because if
Radiant
that tower goes
structures
down,
are
your
fortified.
racks are gonna go down. It's a Luna that's gonna be pushing your base, right?
Yeah,
And
and they're
Luna pushes incredibly fast.
pinging it
Radiant's
right
bottom
now,
tower
but
is
then
under attack.
is it too late?
There are everybody TPing back to the base, and this is what QWE wanted. They wanted Phantom5 to come back to their base. They want to choke them out on their own base, bring them back. But there's some really good aggressive wards that might help them. So you can see that the entire Radiant jungle is on water.
Oh,
Batrider
that's a-
goes in, does not use his BKB, and now he's gonna get punished for it.
Yeah, and then Medusa is just gonna go and give the damage, and that's a bye-bye Bad Rider. That was a very stingy play coming out from the Bad Rider. As soon as he goes in, he should have dropped his BKB. Like,
Yeah, that was what I was
that-
talking about, right? You get crushed there, and that's your counter initiation. If you get crushed as soon as you go in by the slaughter,
Yeah.
you're not running away from that. And with this amplified damage that the corrosive haze, that they changed the name a while ago, corrosive haze and the Medusa completing up her crystals, they have plenty of damage. And look at this now. Because of the Skadi, the healing factor is going to be negated quite a bit on this Bristleback. So I think Phantom5 might be mounting a comeback here.
Yeah, and then like I don't think they can have an answer for this Roshan because they don't have any case. Okay, the Bad Rider buys back and he's gonna restart teleport, and the Necro is gonna get punished. It's
Oh,
step
dude,
too far, and
this
which
Medusa
is
is gonna die. This Medusa has no mana. This Medusa is
mana
just
at all.
dead.
Yeah, and like Medusa be like, "Where is my team when I need them the most?" But then they were getting okay. So the
Down,
Slaughter is gonna
folks.
end up paying back, and even the winner's gonna follow up. And Mio Akima on that Bed Rider, he flashes in. Okay,
With
so
the buyback on the Bat Rider, I think that just sort of seals not just the Roshan, although the Eclipse comes out from the Luna. I think that was a pretty strange play there.
Dire's middle
yeah, I
tower
mean,
is under attack.
or maybe she thought like that he was gonna do some do some damage to
Dire's
next, but
structures
then
are
that's not how it
fortified.
works. But there's a beautiful
Dire's
play
middle
coming
tower
out,
is
and there
under
was actually a
attack.
misplay coming out from Phantom 5.
Yep. I think
Like,
they could have just backed off there when they saw the Bat Rider buyback. Instead, they tried to go in, they tried to like
yeah,
finish off the Roshan. And look at this Luna glaive just bouncing, Kuma. This is what I was talking about. Luna is gonna destroy your base. She's gonna absolutely destroy your base. And the tier 4s have already been chipped. And without the Luna hitting them, look at the damage that she's done.
there's gonna be super minions coming in from the midwave, and if we take a live replay, I mean, if you have a replay of that Roshan fight again, then you can see Bristol back just zoning off the entire teammate. Well, just one hero was needed to zone off the entire teammate, while Medusa was stuck in the pit with no mana.
Radiant's top
And
tower
and this is the second Roche, Kuma. So there's been a lot of talk in the DoTA community about how the second Roche is super broken because of the Aegis, Cheese, and the Axe Shard. And if I'm not sure who picked up the Axe Shard, was it the Luna or I would have loved to see it on the back because then you get that double flame break, which I think would have been really good in this game. But I think
Okay, so
the Luna picks up Shard.
yeah, so who picks it up? I guess it's the Luna, right? Because I don't see
Yeah,
all
it should be either the Luna or the Bristle because even the Bristle shard is pretty good with the hairball or whatever it's called. Right? Can we go on the Luna, please? For perspective.
Okay, so there's a
Dire's
smoke
top
coming in,
tower is
and
under
most probably
attack.
they're going to be forcing the high ground again. And I
Oh,
feel like this
interesting.
is
The
okay.
Luna
So
also
even
doesn't have the shard
Radiant's
actually.
bottom tower
so
is under
most probably
attack.
that it might have gone
Dire's
to
top
Yeah,
the
tower
Bristol.
is
Bristol.
Yeah,
under
the
attack.
Bristol.
Yeah.
Oh, and then he has a full Aghanim Scepter done on Bristol
Oh.
back. So there's no stopping this train.
This
There's
Bristleback is
no
massive. Meanwhile, a Grimstroke just dies in his base and Luna's hitting your high ground tower. There's no answer to this. There is absolutely no answer. I think this is
Dire's top barracks are
going to
under
be another
attack.
set of racks. They are 22,000 behind Puma. 22,000. That's a big number.
yeah. I don't think they can come back from this unless they have a massive team fight. But then they have no answer for Bristol. As of now, the front line we can just take on 1v4, and there's nothing to be done.
There is one answer that you're not thinking of.
And what could
Divine
that be?
Rapier on Medusa.
I don't think. Yeah, I mean that's the last option they have right now. But then, like, if they're going for the throne, then that makes sense. But at the moment, I don't think they would want to give a free divine
Dire's
rapier
courier
to
has been
Luna,
killed.
because
I mean,
Medusa
is
yeah,
it gonna make that much of a difference because they're losing anyway, right? You might as well
yeah,
just
and
go
then
for it.
this whole team fight, I haven't seen any Mystic Shot. Like, I've seen Mystic Shot coming out, but then like she doesn't get the mana back. Like every time you look at a team fight, like Medusa has no mana at all. If you have
Yeah,
noticed in the team fight.
Medusa's just been getting destroyed every single game. Every single team fight, sorry. He just gets focused by the Luna, by the Bat Rider. And, yeah.
Okay, so the Bed Rider is gonna go to the mid lane. Okay, he's going for the Ruin, and lucky you, he gets a double damage on the bottom. I'm pretty sure he's gonna give it to Luna, and Luna can just take down this tower. And I guess this is sayonara for Phantom5. I don't think they can do anything. They can just stand and watch as the base crumbles down. This is gonna be the last dish effort. So let's see. I wonder how many
Look at this. There's
buybacks
no
they have.
answer to this Bristleback. There's 5 stacks on this Medusa, Kuma. There's 5 stacks on this Medusa, and he's just running in, and he's murdering people. Medusa's pumping out some damage though, but I still don't think this is gonna be enough. This Luna is just ripping apart this Medusa. Medusa ends up going down. There is a buyback on her, but I think this is pretty much game
Much
over.
GG.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
call
so
it.
the GG call comes in from Phantom 5, and they have a lot of homework to do. Like they were the first one to pick up, and so
Radiant
she's just gonna try for a fountain type, but that's not gonna happen. But what are you gonna do when your mana is out of the pool? Like Medusa in all of the teamfight I have noticed, like his Mystic Shields were another point, and she has no mana to come back over that, and they just lose the game. But Probes, I would like to give credit to the mid laner from QWE, Mio Akiyama, coming out huge on that back rider. We were talking about how he's going to control the mid game, and he did it so perfectly well that Luna and Bristol were ahead.
Yeah, and even the Bristle, right? It was a second pick Bristleback that wasn't really punished. You can see this Bristleback was second on net worth. He has 18,000 gold. That's more than the Medusa, which shouldn't happen. This was a second pick Bristle. Where are your answers? You needed a Timbersaw, which you banned out in the first phase, and I'm not sure.
I mean, honestly speaking, Phantom, they went for a really, really greedy build. Like, even if you look at Slaughter going for the Midas instead of the Blink Dagger, I feel like Slaughter could have done so much, but to no avail, they couldn't do anything, so yeah.
That was such a strong lane, right? Grimstroke Slaughter, we were talking about. Sorry, Snapfire Slaughter. Or was it Grimstroke Slaughter? I don't remember. But it was a really strong combo. You have the W from Grimstroke and the Crush from Slaughter. That's just two stuns back to back. And the Bash comes in. In theory, the lane should be working really well. But because of the super greedy build that Slaughter went for, Hand of Midas, they started falling behind, and there was just no comeback from them because they were always on the back foot, right? They couldn't make any aggressive moves. You saw the Bat Rider sort of smoking as soon as he had his blink. He started running at them. That is what you need your Slaughter to be doing. You want your Slaughter to be initiating the fights.
Okay, so Phantom5 has to do a lot of homework, and they need to go back, rethink about the draft, what they want to do, what they want to pick, because it went pretty much south for them. Like, in credit to Team QWE for coming out really strong, and MVP to the Bad Rider for me in this game. So we'll be taking a 5-minute short break, and we'll be coming back to you guys later with the second game. So do you think we're going to be moving on to game 3, or QWE is going to win the game in game 2? So let's find out. We'll see you guys in a bit.